Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike the intern, Ned Reynolds, in the studio, and it is the first official Red Friday of the season. Before we talk about that game tonight, let's talk about what happened last night in Philadelphia.
Really interesting football game, too, and I felt like, and I don't think this is a misperception, I felt like the hour-long lightning delay late in the third period took a lot of momentum away from both teams. Game ended up with Philadelphia winning at 24-20. That was the score when the game was delayed at late in the third period for over an hour because of lightning. 24-20. Dallas had their chances down the stretch and could not complete key passes, and it was mostly because the receiver, C.D. Lamb, couldn't hold on to anything. But 24-20 is the final. This is not chauvinism, but I really felt like Philadelphia was the better of the two teams. It was a chippy game. A lot of skirmishes that went on during the field. Of course, it started with a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Philadelphia for spitting. Guy spit on the other player.
I was just going to sit here and let you. I wanted to see your take on it because I know that you rock the green and white, and I wanted to see how you felt about old Jalen spitting on somebody.
Well, actually, Prescott is the one who initiated it by spitting the Philadelphia Eagles player. Did you spit at me? And then, of course, they got into what's called colorful language. You can imagine what that was.
You could see Players Day Jalen spit right on him.
Well, that he did.
In 4K.
The first one, though, was not. It was a spit. It was Prescott who started it, but he spit away and didn't spit on the player. The player spit on him. It's ridiculous. It's childish behavior. They don't need it. I know the teams don't like each other. They never have. My God, the Cowboys and Eagles have played for 65 years now. Mm-hmm. I remember the first game they played. Philadelphia's coming off a championship run, and later that season won the championship. They go to Dallas, play a team that is put together. It's an expansion team, and Philadelphia's lucky to get a 14-7 win out of it. And I thought, oh boy, our team, my team, not very good. Well, they came on to win the NFL championship and beat the Packers in the title game. But over and above that, those teams that played each other for 65 years, they dislike each other intensely. And part of it is ownership, part of it's the players, and hey, it's just what it is. And when you have a physical contact game like football, you are going to have chippiness. Not always, but in many cases that'll be the case.
Think Jalen should be suspended for spitting on somebody?
I think he should be. I don't know. Suspended, I think, is a little harsh, but certainly fined. I would think he'd get fined.
It's interesting your take. I just think it's funny because I was like, I know Ned's a big Eagles fan, so I need to see what he thinks about this. Because anytime a Kansas City Chief gets caught jaywalking, we got to talk about it for 5 weeks.
No. Don't soft coat the penalty that came up because it's less than what could have happened to Rashee Rice, but be that as it may, and that certainly didn't involve other people.
But my point being, regardless of what happens, it's subjective, and so everyone is always going to make their own subjective opinion how that person should be.
Depends on what it is, Mike. It depends on what depends on what the severity of the penalty is and how it occurred. This was a game time. The game's going on, and the chippiness that goes on from competition. The other one was not.
Again, it's a subjective viewpoint on how it goes. That's my point. Let's move on. Chiefs are going to be playing again tonight, but we've got some tennis that's been going on. You've been watching some tennis?
The U.S. Open, the ladies' semifinals was last night. The men's semifinals is today and tonight. Aryna Sabalenka, who's the number one women's tennis player in the world, was taken all the way to 3 sets by Jessica Pegula. And you'll love this. Jessica Pegula's mom and dad, they're the owners of the Buffalo Bills. Thank you. She was beaten in a very, very close match, 2-1, and the final set was 6-4. Pegula's a fine player.
Yeah, she's a great tennis player.
The other winner was Amanda Amisanova. Now, you look at that. Oh, where's she from? Russia? Well, she is Russian, but she's born in this country, so she's a United States citizen. Amanda Amisanova, born in New Jersey, defeated Naomi Osaka. So it's Amisanova versus Sabalenka. That's the women's championship, and that'll be decided tomorrow. The men's semifinals are this afternoon, and tonight, Djokovic against Alcaraz. Everybody wanted to see that match. It is a semifinal match this time, the way they have the brackets drawn. It'll be a terrific match. And then Yannick Sinner, who is the number one men's player in the world. I'm going to have to slow up on this one because he is playing the Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime. I think is how he pronounces his name. That may be a mispronunciation.
Your guess is as good as mine, my friend.
Anyway, they play in the other men's semifinals this afternoon.
So after you get beat in your first game of the season by almost 70 points, what's next up for the Missouri State Bears?
They are playing Marshall, and they will play Marshall in Huntington, West Virginia tomorrow. Marshall is coming off a thunderous loss of their own. They played Georgia on Saturday. Now, Marshall's a pretty doggone good football program and has been. These are teams that are D1 FBS for a number of years. Marshall's the reigning Sun Belt Conference champion. They had to pull out of their bowl game last year because they didn't have enough players. As a result, the NCAA has changed the transfer portal, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. Anyway, it's the Bears in Marshall. Georgia beat Marshall. Marshall has 75 new players on their team. 75. They weren't together for their game. Georgia won at 45-7. They will play the Bears tomorrow, and it's late in the afternoon in Huntington, West Virginia. Mike, it'll be a really tough assignment for Missouri State. Now the road in Columbia, a really, really big game because it's the renewal of one of the great rivalries in college football, Missouri and Kansas. They will play, of course, they're non-conference now, the different conferences, Kansas Big 12 and Missouri's SEC. But they are finally getting back on the gridiron again, and that will be a lot of fun. That's at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon.
And we got it's always a blast when the border showdown goes down. And Wildcats got Army at Manhattan, which should be interesting.
K-State Army.
Yeah.
Army is not very good, so this should be a win. No, they got beaten by they were beaten by a D1 AA team last Saturday in West Point by Tarleton State, and you don't lose to Tarleton State in your opener.
But you also almost don't lose that game. The Wildcats almost lost last week against North Dakota, so still having a little shaky start to their season as well. Red Friday, and the Chiefs are in Brazil tonight against the Chargers.
It's going to be a pretty good football game. And I think Kansas City goes in playing very well. I wonder about a long trip. It's 10 hours, a 10-hour flight from Dallas, and no telling what it is. I think the Chiefs probably took off from KCI, but I don't know that for sure. But whatever it is, long flight down there. Been a long flight for both teams. Los Angeles Chargers, pretty good. They are considered to be a front runner, but you know, Mike, every year the Chargers are thought to be a threat to the Chiefs, and it doesn't turn out to be the case. I think Kansas City wins this one tonight. It's a 3.5-point spread. I think the Chiefs do win, and I think they cover the spread. I think Kansas City's pretty good. They haven't had a chance to show themselves in the exhibition by design, but the fact is that they can play, and you have the nucleus of a very good football team right there with one exception, and he'll be back at half season. So, yeah, I think this is a Super Bowl caliber team.
I'm always a little bit nervous when my team plays in another country and we don't know anything about that grass, but I just looked it up. Artificial turf field at Arena.
Oh, it is artificial turf.
That's what it says right here. Okay. It says artificial. So, you know what I mean? It is a game of attrition. It's a 100% injury game, and that's just what happens. And you want to make sure that those things are good because we've had some issues in the NFL with outside.
The question is there a difference between Brazilian artificial and American artificial?
As good as mine, dude. Go Chiefs. All right. Royals, it looked like for a little bit might be in control of their own destiny, but last night's looking good, but man, it's not looking good for them in the long run.
It's because the schedule's beginning to run out on them. Time is evaporating, but there's still 2 games out of the wild card berth, and their buddies, the Cardinals, could help them out considerably at the start of next week. I'll tell you why in a second. Royals do win 4-3 last night, and a big win. Bobby Witt Jr. with a home run in the 8th inning, and the Royals 4, the Angels 3. So the Royals are 2 games back of the Seattle Mariners. Unfortunately for Kansas City, Texas, and the Tampa Bay Rays are also right there 2 games out as well. So you have all these teams conglomerated. Now the Cardinals can help out. Cardinals play the Giants in St. Louis this weekend, but then the Cardinals go out to Seattle and play the Mariners, and that could help the Kansas City Royals immensely. Will it? Well, we'll find out.
Hopefully they can.
Springfield Cardinals incident, they got a big win. They're winning everything in sight.
And if they can continue this run, because playoffs start in a week, right?
After next week.
Yeah.
The season will end Sunday, a week from Sunday. 14-6, the Cardinals defeated the the Northwest Arkansas Naturals last night. I mean, they're hitting the ball. They're playing very well. We have a telecast coming up, our final telecast, which will be Thursday night as the season winds down. Then the playoffs begin, best of 3 in each case.
And go Birds. We'll see what happens with those guys. Love for them to get another win down here. We've got Ned Talk starting at 5 tonight, right?
Indeed it is. It'll be a very full studio. We'll have some extra individuals in here. Art will join us from the Art Haynes Dome at his home, and it'll be a lot of fun. We'll preview the game. We'll also talk about other items as well, but it'll be the Chiefs and the Chargers coming up. Ned Talk at 5, Chiefs pregame show at 6, then the broadcast from Sao Paulo, Brazil begins at 7.
I think if you asked Art himself, he wouldn't be calling it the Dome. He'd just say it's Haynes Field, my friend. he'd be a field guy. I don't think he'd be a Dome guy. Go Chiefs!